So as we look at section 12.3, simplifying rational expressions. Rational means a fraction, just as a reminder. So all of the stuff that we're doing in this chapter, we're going to have fractions. So it's a good chance to practice fractions as we wrap up and kind of hone the skills we've done all year. All four of these examples are examples of rational expressions. It could be just a normal little fraction like we've had before. It could be a binomial over a binomial. It could be a binomial difference of two squares over a trinomial. Or it could be just something like 6 over x. All of those are just different rational expressions. What are we going to do? If possible, we're going to factor the numerator, the denominator. Then we're going to cancel factors. But notice, you're only canceling factors, things that are multiplied together. Okay? So a lot of practice today in factoring and remembering some of our shortcuts as we look through this stuff. So let's look at our first example. 25a over 30a cubed. If it helps, this is really two problems. It's really the numbers and the variables. What goes into both 25 and 30? Okay, so we divide each by 5. So that becomes 5 over 6. And now we have to look at our a's. If it helps, remember this little a is a to the first. Think back with me 4 or 5 chapters ago. What is the rule when you're canceling variables? When they're above and below each other, the rule said we did what? Yeah, we subtract. So the bigger one is 3. So 3 minus 1 is a 2. And Abby, since the bigger one's in the bottom, it will stay in the bottom. So the reason we got that was 3 minus 1 in terms of the powers of a. So that's our answer. 5 over 6a squared. So a little example of what do we do if we have a monomial over a monomial. Each one of these problems is a different scenario, different idea. Second one, I have a binomial on the bottom. So whenever possible, I'm going to try to factor. Think with me if you would. What goes into both 2x and 10? 2. 2 goes in. So let's take that 2 and let's write it on the outside. When I take out a 2, what's left?
X plus 5.
Okay, x plus 5. On the top I have 16 times x squared. Now it's factored. We talked about at the very beginning at the top, we can only cancel factors. So what can we cancel? The 2 and the 16. Now, this is kind of the first time we're going to hear this, but we're going to repeat it a lot. This is x times x in the top. This is x plus 5. You may not cancel this bottom x with one of these x's on top because this x is connected to the plus 5. That is a unit. The only thing x plus 5 cancels with is another x plus 5. So our answer here will be 8x squared over x plus 5. Doesn't cancel because you don't have an x plus 5. If there was just x out front, then it would cancel. But there's not. All right, moving down. More factoring practice. Ladies only. Factor the top, ladies. What goes into both 36 and 6x? Okay, we take out a 6. What's left?
X plus minus 6.
Good. Thank you, Grace. All right, gentlemen, you got the bottom. What goes into 12x and 24? 12. What's left?
X minus 4.
How about x minus 2? All right, so we cancel our factors. Remember, just factors. 6 and 12 are factors. What goes into both? 1 and 2, okay. Is x minus 6 and x minus 2, do they cancel? No, because they're different. It would have to be x minus 6 and x minus 6. And so there we have our answer. The only thing you could possibly change on it would be just to write it this way. Don't need the 1 out front. It's not wrong if it's there. So factor and then cancel factors. All right? Keep it on going. Gentlemen, you got the top.
3x.
3x. Okay, Luke started it. Someone tell me what's left. Thank you, Jalan. X minus 2. Ladies, you got the bottom.
6x.
All right, Grace started it. Someone else finish it. Ladies? X plus 4. All right. Gentlemen, 3 and 6 cancel to what?
1 and 2.
1 and 2. X and X cancel to what? They're gone, right? And the X minus 2 and the X plus 4. When is the only time parentheses are going to cancel?
When they're exactly.
X plus 4, X plus 4. In none of these cases we have had that. So we stop. Yes?
I was just wondering, if we, like, after the model where we had x minus 2 outside of the parentheses and 2x plus 8.
Could you X minus 2, 2X plus 8? What do you want to cancel? The negative 2 is connected to the X. It's connected, so you still can't answer. I guess either one of these guys would be a viable answer. Either the multiplied out version or the factored version. Neither is right, neither is wrong in this case. Okay? All right, let's flip her over.
How can you know if it's connected to the variable or not?
If it's connected with a plus.
Oh, plus.
Plus is connected, a times is not. All right? Okay. Now, we're going to use the problem to help us here. So I'm going to kind of show you how we're going to do that. Drew or Brett or Abby or Kyle, help me with my start here. How does the top factor?
3.
Okay, take out a 3. What's left, Drew? X plus 4. All right, so we got the top factored. Now, the MAC method, reminder, it multiplies, then we add to the middle, and then we choose the factors. So, look at the bottom. What goes in the first circle multiplies to what number? Negative 20. Remember, MAC stands for multiply A times C, and it adds to negative 1. Can anyone think of two factors that multiply to negative 20 that add to negative 1? Jalan, what do you got? Negative 5 and 4. Okay, so that's our choose. Because we just have 1x squared, we can jump right to our factors. And those are x minus 5 and x plus 4. Now we notice, for the first time today, look at what's in our parentheses. Are they identical? Those are called factors. And when the factors are identical, you can cancel them. So, in this case, those cancel. That leaves you with 3 times x minus 5. All right? Now, Ryan, when we finish number 7, I want you to remind me to come back, and I'm going to show you a little shortcut as well. Let's keep going. Number 6, 2x squared plus 5x plus 2, 8x plus 16. Which would you say is easier to factor in this case, the top or the bottom? The bottom? Okay. So ladies, you get the easy one. We'll give the gentleman the hard one. Ladies, go ahead. 8x plus 16.
8.
Okay. Grace started it again. Other ladies finish. X plus 2. All right. Gentlemen, be a little careful here. Remember, the MAC method stands where multiply A times C. See the 2 in front? 2 in the back, that's A, that's C. So multiplies to 4, adds to 5. What are the factors? 1 and 4. We're going to have to do a little scratch work here off to the side. So 2x squared plus 1x plus 4x plus 2. Who feels comfortable or remembers how to do these? All right, Jalan, go ahead.
X goes to the
What's left?
2x
plus 1.
Then what?
Then do a box. 2x plus 1.
Okay, the same thing goes at the back end, okay?
And then 2.
What 2?
Positive
Positive 2. So what are my factors?
2. X plus 2 and 2x plus 1.
So that was our little side work. What do we do with these two answers? We're trying to factor these, so why are we trying to factor these? So they can go where? On top. Okay? X plus 2, 2x plus 1. So that's kind of side work. You kind of have to go over to the side of your paper, work it out, and then come back to the problem and finish. All right, do we have anything that cancels exactly?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So those are gone. So what's left?
2x plus 1 over 8.
Now, we need to examine for a second. I know the tendency is to look at that 2 and that 8 and say, hey, they have a 2, they have an 8, might be able to cancel. But what is the 2x connected to?
X plus 1.
It's connected to the plus 1. So you may not cancel. All right, because it's connected to the plus 1, you may not cancel. If it was connected, maybe if that was 2x plus 10, now you can take a 2 out of all 3. But it's not. So we're done. All right? Moving down. In your opinion, which is the easier one, the top or the bottom?
Bottom.
Okay, so let's start with the bottom. 3 terms. What method am I going to use? Okay, multiplies to what?
8.
Adds to?
6.
What are the numbers that multiply to 8 and 6? Luke and Jelon, you made that answer. 2 and 4. Okay, so what are my factors? X plus 2,
X plus 4.
x plus 4. Am I going too fast? All right, now how do I factor that top? I would have thought you would have said the top would have been the easier one. Do you remember that's a special case? They factor in the conjugates. What are the conjugates? One's x minus and one's x plus. What 2 numbers multiply to 16? 4 and 4. Those are conjugates, the difference of 2 squares. Now we examine carefully here, Tara. Is anything the same? Okay? Those are gone. Leaving me with x minus 4, x plus 2. Now we examine again. You see this 4 and this 2. Why do they not cancel?
Because they're not. Their
Okay.
signs are different.
Yeah, they're connected with the x's.
You just leave them in parentheses.
Can you what?
You just leave them in parentheses and that confuse you.
If that would help, that would be a good thing. You don't need to, but you can. Now, questions?
What's
Katie,
If it was x plus 4, then what would be able to...
x plus 4 over x plus 2?
Yeah.
No. It would have to be x plus 4 over x plus 4. Or x plus 2 over x plus 2.
What if they're different terms?
Okay? If it was x plus 4 over x minus 4, still can't cancel. The only time you could cancel is if they're exactly the same. Exactly. So we always try to factor something out and cancel things that are in parentheses or their factors. Okay? Now, I want to go back to the top. Do you see how you have an x plus 4 there?
Yes.
Is it likely that one of the factors in the bottom is x plus 4? Likely? So let's go on the likelihood. If it was x plus 4, you can think 4 times what is negative 20? Negative 5. Might help you to see your factors. Look at the second one. You do the easy one first, it's x plus 2. Okay? If one of them is x plus 2, then the other one has to be 2x plus 1. Because 2 times x is 2x squared, and 2 times 1 is 2. That might help you. Look at the bottom. If you knew this was x plus 4, then it's likely that maybe this one might be x plus 4 too. So use the problem, if you do the easy one first, to maybe help you with your math method seeing what the answers are. If I tell you the numbers multiply to 8 and one of them's 2, what's the other one? 4. If I tell you the numbers multiply to 36 and one of them's 3, what's the other one? 12. And so use the problem, Brett, to kind of say, hey, here's a hint. Maybe it works. If it doesn't work, do the normal method. But if it does, well, there's not much work to show, but I'm saying instead of sometimes doing the side scratch work over here, you might be able to save a little bit of time.
We don't have to do side scratch work.
If you can see, but otherwise do it. I'm just saying sometimes it'll help. Okay? All right, we have 12 problems tonight as we're looking to practice on this.